Ladies and gentlemen, this is for Wednesday, August 12th, and it's 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time as we are streaming live at the Fifth Dimension Radio Studios in Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. And you know what that means.
10-cent beer night.
The official sports show of Fifth Dimension Radio. And thank you for joining us. We are filming on the 10th in the afternoon, so anything that happens after this we don't know about, but anything to right now to prior we will talk about, obviously, and there's plenty to talk about here, especially going into the weekend with our first Browns preseason game coming. And so people are saying, we'll get to that. I don't mean Bob are Browns out, but there's a lot of things we want to get to. But speaking of football, high school football schedule's on its way.
It's all set.
Broadcast is on its way.
The schedule itself is all set except for week number 9. And that one could change, but the rest of the schedule's all set.
Well, we'll let you know in due time for sure.
Yeah.
But so there, and that will be a week from this coming Friday.
The 20th, it's a Thursday night game.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
the Thursday night.
The state of Ohio has 5 Thursday night games in the whole state. That in Norton, we're going to be Norton and Norton. Who?
Garfield, right?
Akron Garfield. Yeah,
Akron Garfield,
duh.
Because I just remember that because you live in Norton and Beanie Wells played for Garfield, so that's kind of how I remembered it a bit.
So it's one of those rare Thursday night games. Every school gets a Thursday night game sometime during their seasons. But Ohio plays 5 Thursday night games throughout the state, and luckily Northeast Ohio has one of them this year.
Awesome, and then we get to broadcast it, so that's even better. So yeah, that will be the first game there. We'll talk more about that next week. We'll have a little preview for that one.
Yeah, I think next week we'll also have Ron Whitmer, our announcer, our play-by-play man, should be in the studio with us.
Awesome. We've had him a couple of times. Always great to have Ron with us. So we'll talk about all that, but that's coming up. So you could turn on to Fifth Dimension here on 5rio.net. I'm trying to remember
5dradio.net.
5dradio.net. There, it's a new website, so I'm trying to go by memory here.
Yeah, it's really really nice, and of course Ron Whitmer, wife, set it all up for us, and she did a great job so far, and she's adding more and more to it all the time. Me and Bob, producer Bob, was looking at it before you came, and we noticed she put some things in there talking about the station.
Awesome, yeah, and there's going to be replays of 10-cent beer night on there, and the whole high school football schedule will be is on there right now, as it is. So.
And past games are on there.
Past games videos if you want to see how we operate there, that's awesome. So yeah, there's all that. But looking forward to the new season here. I was at the grocery store yesterday, Bob, and Oktoberfest and pumpkin ales already on the shelves. So we're at that point. We're talking football.
Summer's going by quick.
Yeah. Well, and here's the kicker: is we're gonna have, and we see it every year. And I'm a summer guy. I don't like to rush my summer, but the reality is it gets faster and faster the older you get. So it is what it is. But
it seems that way.
People are going to be all ready for fall, and then Ohio's going to have hot weather, 80s until early October. So let's just be honest. That's the way it is. So be prepared. We're going to have a very warm September, as we always do. So
like I said,
we'll get there. But
and we do have I do want to bring this up on the 15th, August 15th. That's coming up here. It'll be the 6th anniversary of Fifth Dimension Radio going on air.
There you
August
go.
15th.
Awesome.
So,
yeah.
6 years. It's been 6 years, Bob. 6 years.
And all I said was, you could do that.
And you're still with us.
There you go. So
I'll tell you what, producer Bob is Mr. Fifth Dimension Radio. If it wasn't for him, Fifth Dimension Radio would not be on the air, and we appreciate all he does.
Yeah,
really
absolutely. Absolutely.
Just throw money.
Oh my goodness! So all kinds of good stuff. We need some good voodoo because when we start talking about the Guardians here in a sec. Oh my goodness! To just summarize, 1-5 got swept by the Mets. They did take one from the White Sox. They're technically in fourth place right now. Yeah, they went from being first most of the year, second some of the year, to now drop to 4th here.
They're tied with Minnesota for 4th. Detroit overtook them.
Right.
And we're going to Detroit.
Right. So Bob pretty much summarized it right there. I mean, 4 games behind the White Sox. Tigers, Twins, and Guards are all under 500 right now.
Right. Cleveland's 3 games under.
Right. We did a lot happened since our last 10-cent beer night. They did make multiple trades. We did talk about Joe Adler. That happened the morning we shot the last show. The big surprise was Foster Griffin, starting pitcher from the Nationals. Them getting him. He was an all-star this year. First game did not go well for him. Okay. They did then trade for. I'm trying to go by memory, but I don't think I can. They did. He's not listed on first base. That's the
Lowe?
Yeah, Lowe. Yes.
From the Reds.
Nate Lowe. Yeah, there he is. He is. From the Reds. They did trade for him. He had 1 home run the other day. So I mean, he's off to a decent start. But overall, like, you know,
we had the one kid, the rookie, the young kid that came up, went 4 for 4 in his first major league.
Juan Brito, yes.
4 for 4, first time a Guardian or Indian,
Cleveland player,
a Cleveland player
matter,
had ever done that in his debut.
Yeah, that includes the Naps and the Spiders, and also a Cleveland player has ever done that. So yeah, the story with that, real quick. They had it wasn't Juan Brito, excuse me.
No,
that's the guy we cut.
I can't pronounce his name.
I don't know why I'm forgetting names this morning, but it's Angel Ganeo.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they called him up. So they originally designated Brito for assignment, and it was a trade that ended up him going to the Reds for money. And then they designated Gabriel Arias for assignment. The Mets claimed him, and this was weird. And it was weird because, if you can remember, Bob, we're going to go back right before Fifth Dimension Radio was thought of, going back to 2020. They traded Mike Clevenger after a drama incident with the whole COVID stuff. And the center, like, you got Josh Naylor in that deal. You had Cal Quantrill in that deal. But the center, there was 4 players. The centerpiece was Gabriel Arias. And the idea was Arias was supposed to be good enough where he was going to be the heir of Francisco Lindor. Right. Unfortunately, it did not work out that way. They designate him for assignment. And then he goes to the Mets, who got Lindor. So we'll see how it pans out. And, you know, there's people that were saying, I have Gio Urshela feelings about this, try to state that he could turn around and be a solid player, because that's what Urshela did when he left Cleveland. And I told people, I said, just pray it's not Brandon Phillips. Because, you know, that really turned on. That was worse than Urshela, because he was a multi-all-star player. You know, and I wish him well. I really do. Nothing again. If he ends up being better than Brandon Phillips, so be it. He needed that fresh start, but that opened for Ganeo to come get called up, and they were looking at him for a while. There was rumors about him potentially getting called up back in April. And
well, he's playing well.
Yeah. Well, they're talking about he might chase Rocchio out of his spot at shortstop there. Because they're saying, look, Bazana's got second, Jose's not leaving third. He's not first baseman per se. He can play third and short and second. That's why they brought up the other 2 positions. But with Rocchio's inconsistency, now he had a hot start to the year, and now he's dipping out. More errors, too, on his part, because the defense...
Well, he committed an error the other night that lost the game for him.
Yeah. The defense in the infield has not been great this year. Gano can finally be a part of this and hopefully turn it around. And that's the thing is, I think they should, right now, keep him in the lineup, keep him swinging. I think they made a mistake sending Khalil Watson down. I know
that was a big mistake.
Yeah, I know we got Adler and all that now, but it's like,
I mean, that was a business decision, because that's the only thing I can think of, because the options.
He hit the ball and play with runners in scoring position all the time. Even if it was a ground out, he got guys in.
When you got guys like Jose was coming back, you had to send somebody down, and you had to somebody you have options with, and you know. a lot of those guys are out of options, and you can't send them down.
Right, and I understand Angel Martinez was coming back. He homered the other night. He had a grand slam the other night. Actually, the one the game they won.
The game, yeah.
I'm looking at who else they could have potentially set down there. Well, the other one, I know they're playing righty-lefty here. Rice Hoskins has got 13 home runs, but he's only hitting 182.
They need to bring Watson back up.
Right.
Because I think he's killing the ball in AAA.
Oh, most of the guys are down there. They have a good AAA squad right now.
I'm gonna tell you what, if they keep playing like they are, they will not make the playoff. They might not even break 500.
No.
I mean, and then you're going into Detroit for a 3-game series. You're behind Detroit. You're 4 games out. Detroit's 3 games out.
Right. And
they could come out of this being 7-8 games out with 40-some games to go.
Right.
Yeah.
They need to get together.
Of course, then last year we was 15 games out. We came back and won the division. So
right. Craig Yoho, who they traded for, also, got roughed up this past week. So it's just been tough all around going for them after this trade deadline here. And people were mentioning it's a weird atmosphere right now because Vogt the past 2 years, in his first 2 years of managing, who's a grade A+, I would say, for only managing 2 years. The atmosphere was, we can do it, we believe in what we have, and now it's kind of like we're hoping things are turning around, and there's kind of an uneasy atmosphere.
It's like, Gavin Williams had been pitching great.
Right.
But he had a tendency to give up the home run ball.
Right.
And he gave up 2 yesterday. Of course, he didn't get no decision.
Right.
When they took him out, but they got Chicago right back in. Those 2 home runs got him right back in the game.
And Chicago can hit home runs.
And he still had like 9 strikeouts when they took him out. I mean, he pitches well. And then our bullpen ain't doing what.
Right.
So our bullpen's struggling.
Right.
And we got the best bullpen in baseball. In the last couple games, you wouldn't know that.
That's been said to a lot of teams. The Dodgers are up there in that same conversation there with one of the better bullpens, and same result, just giving up run after run.
But we, how many times yesterday? I think twice they had the bases loaded and did not score with 1 out. They're not. They go out and get a pitcher in a trade deadline. They needed to get a bats.
Right. Yeah, I think the Adele pickup was decent. The low pickup was decent. They were rentals, but
they're rentals.
Adele can be back next year.
Low ain't gonna come back next year.
Yeah, no. And Griffin is up in the air because they gave up a good amount for him. But this is his first really good year in Major League Baseball. He played a couple years in Japan.
I mean, if you're going to go out and get rental players, you got to go out and get the best there is.
Yeah, you got it.
Because you're going to lose them.
Right.
If you think these rentals are going to get you over the hump, I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to have a hard time saying that they're going to win the division. I'm going to have a hard time saying they might not make the playoffs.
It's really getting interesting because Twins are playing solid ball of late. Tigers are playing. Mind you, Tigers trade away their 2 best pitchers.
Yeah, and they're still winning.
Yeah, they trade away.
They traded away Struble, and they won 5 in a row since the trade.
Yeah, and Casey Miz too. Missy or whatever, however you say his name. He was a first-round pick, 3rd overall.
Cleveland's in trouble. Personally, I think they're in trouble.
And you have the White Sox who are just playing very well. So, I mean, like somebody said their weak division the other day. A friend made a comment. I said, I don't think the division's weak. I said, I think that the American League West is the weaker division between the American leagues. I just think that it's just very close right now, and there's a lot of good young talent between. Well, I'll say even the Royals have good young talent.
What's the Guardians' record?
They're 58-61.
58-61, so that's 109 games. So you got 53 left, 52 left.
You got a month and a half left. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, they're not out of it, but I mean, they got to start. They just got to start hitting the ball. I mean, with runners in scoring position, they got to get those guys scoring.
Right, absolutely. So yeah, White Sox first, Tigers second, 3.5 back games behind the White Sox, and Twins and Guards are both 4 games back. Guards play this week, like Bob had mentioned, at the Tigers in Detroit. By the time you hear this, they'll be playing game 2. And this weekend, the Padres come to town to Cleveland. And then,
I mean, there's no guarantees.
no, and Padres are playing well of late, too. I was watching their game the other day. And then going into our next 10-cent beer night next week, the Giants will be in town in Cleveland. And they're not playing very well. They're cooling off a bit. It's kind of inconsistent. But
They had a fire sale, too. They
Yeah.
got rid of a lot of guys.
They didn't get rid of as many as they wanted to either. I mean, Chapman got shut down for the year, too. I'll tell you, Detroit beat up San Francisco, so that's the team that Cleveland should also beat up as well. Looking into the American League East, the Rays are on top of that division, 71-46. Yankees are 5.5 back, and Red Sox are 7. And then the big trade that happened in that division since our last Hits a Bit Big Beer Night, Adley Rutschman of the Orioles was traded from Baltimore to the Red Sox. Baltimore got a good package for him, but that did surprise a lot of people.
The Red Sox are playing good ball right now.
They are.
Yeah, I think they won the 10th in a row last night.
They've lost 2 in a row.
They lost 2 in a row?
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
they won a
but-
bunch in a row.
They did, but the past
Yeah.
2 they've lost there. But I mean, they went from being the worst team in the American League to being in the playoff conversation. So that's good there. American League West, the Houston Astros are on top, 60-59. Rangers are half game back. Mariners are 4. The rest is,
Pretty much out of it.
yeah. I mean, Age fired their GM of 20-some years over the weekend.
Who?
Mutually parted ways.
Billy Bean?
No, B's dead. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
No, the guy that was under him.
Billy was there a long time.
Yeah. The GM they had since 2002, I think they said. So because Bean got promoted to president, so it was whoever was GM after that. So, but yeah, Astros playing some very good ball. Rangers hanging in there, and then you have the Mariners came out over the weekend. Rangers had a trade in place to send Jake DeGrom to the Braves, and he used his no-trade clause and denied the trade.
Oh, well.
So, I mean, he wants to stay in Texas. He wants to make it work there. National League, real quick. In the National League East, the Braves are 71-47. Behind them are the Phillies at 8.5 games behind, but they're 63-56. Marlins are 11.5 games behind, but they're 60-59. And then 13 games behind them are the Nationals at 59-61. So they still have a chance there. And then the Mets, though, have caught up and now have 52 wins. But, I mean, they might not win the division, but all those teams will be in the wild card race there. Pretty much out of time right now, so when we come back, we'll talk about the rest of the divisions. We will also talk about the latest with the Cleveland Cavaliers. There's a little bit more information now of where they're headed trade talks-wise. We'll have that and more. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back to 10 Cent Beer Night here on Fifth Dimension Radio. I'm Seth.
I'm Bob.
All right. And real quick, we want to wrap up some of our baseball thoughts here. I was breaking down the divisions like we always do weekly. National League Central, the Brewers, 74-44, best record in baseball. You have the Cubs 5.5 games back, and that's pretty much all she wrote after that. I mean,
Yeah, it's pretty well. It's over.
everybody else is kind of just on the wayside and trying to think about next year. As bad as it sounds.
I'll tell you what, this has got to be Francona's worst season
In a while, yeah.
in a while.
We can look that up real quick, but first, National League West, Dodgers 70-48. They lost 7 in a row and then lost the series to the Diamondbacks, but they did pull off 1. They blew Friday night's game, blew Saturday, but then came back and won. So that's why they're not the best record anymore. Diamondbacks are 7.5 games back, but they're 63-56. So watch out for that wild card positioning. Padres are 62-57. The other two teams, it doesn't matter. It just it doesn't.
You mean the Rockies don't matter?
Like if the wild card right now for the American League would be Yankees, Red Sox, and Rangers, with Tigers a game back, Twins, Guardians a game and a half back. Again, this will be a little different by the time you hear this. There, Orioles 2 games back. I didn't know they were that close. Baltimore in that race, and then Mariners and Blue Jays 3.5 games back. So believe it or not, I mean, I said Mariners have been in the conversation for the American League West, but Orioles and Blue Jays season is far from over. You know, in the National League, you have Cubs who are up by 6 games up against the Diamondbacks and Phillies there. But that's who would be Cubs, Diamondbacks, and Phillies in the wild card. Padres a game back. Marlins 3 games back. We said right off the rest, but Cardinals are 3.5 games back from the wild card, so they might not be out of it. You have Nationals who are 4.5 games back. Pirates are 5.5, and Reds are 6.
6 games back in a wild card?
Yeah. So they might not be done.
They might not be done. That's weird, man. That's 6. I didn't know they're that close to the wild card. And how many? They're like 20 games under 500. What, I mean, they're 15 games. I think 15.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn. I'll tell you what. The comparison in baseball has got that eventually everybody's going to be just 500 and win the division at 500.
Right, absolutely. Francona's worst seasons, Bob. You're talking about that, and you were bringing up. You're comparing it to when he was with the Tribe and whatnot. I said we have to go back to the Phillies. Yeah, his first year with the Phillies at 38 years old in 97, he had 68 wins. In 2000, at 41 years old, he had 65 wins.
Really?
So this is worse in a while, but you know, we'll see. I mean, 2020 doesn't count. He was 35 and 25, and he was actually out most of that season, if you remember, physically. And I didn't know this. Cleveland's where he had his most years too, managing. I did not know that. Boston was only 8. He had 11 in Cleveland there. So,
Does it say what his record was in Cleveland?
yeah, I can
I
pull
think
it.
he's a Cleveland winners manager.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe
He was
Boudreaux.
921 and 757.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought he went over the 1,000 mark in Cleveland, but I guess not.
Yeah, he. And I think he passed Hargrove as the winners manager in Cleveland.
Yeah, he's got all the Cleveland records there, but yeah. So I mean, there's still time to touch that record. I mean, we have 50 some games left. Excuse me, like Bob had mentioned, but that's where we're at, and things are going to heat up. We keep talking about football. We're going to talk about because we're at that point. We have to talk about football now.
Like I said, this weekend.
Right.
It also really kicks off this weekend. Well, it kicked off.
Preseason.
It kicked off
The Hall of Fame game.
Thursday night, Thursday
yeah.
night, the Hall of Fame game.
Yeah, but
Luckily, I wasn't there, but I was there Saturday for the
inductions there, so I heard that went overall well. But we're going to see some good baseball. Is what I'm saying. Like this playoff race and where it's at right now. I mean, I would say not even one division safe. I would even say even for like the Dodgers, for example, look at how well the Diamondbacks have been playing them and how closer now they've come to LA, right? And a couple of years ago they upset them in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I mean, no division safe. I would say the safest front runner right now might be Milwaukee. Out of all of them.
I think Milwaukee's the best team in baseball right now. Of all,
Hey, there's a case to be made. They're impressive. They are very impressive. I'm not doubting, but I'm saying as far as one sitting like, hey, not saying relax, but say you have, you have the driver's seat, and I don't think you're going to be taking a passenger seat anytime soon. I just, I know that the Cubs can threaten, but I think they'll stay more in the wild card. I just think because with the Rays, anything can happen with the Yankees and the Red Sox. AL Central's up in the air. You can give the White Sox credit, but look at, the Tigers and Twins creeped up.
they're not. I mean, Guardians ain't out of it.
No. American League West, they're still debating who's the best out there. The Astros have played very well of late, but the Rangers and Mariners are still in the conversation.
I like the Mariners out there. I like the Mariners sneak that.
They just got to stay healthy. That's been their problem. Cal Riley's not what he was last year. The pitching's been overall solid, but
And the Mariners are the only team that never went to a World Series yet.
right, correct.
Last year they had a chance.
And I said Milwaukee. I would say Atlanta too because of how far they're ahead. But the issue with Atlanta is Philly is so good they could creep up if you're not careful. But I would say Atlanta and Milwaukee, I would say those are the two there. And LA just needs to get back to their old ways before they can be in that conversation, be able to relax a little bit more.
Otani's still out? Or is he playing?
He's going to pitch. No, I mean, he's batting, but pitching-wise,
That's what I meant.
he's going to play catch today. So on Monday, he's playing catch there. So he's getting back. A lot of pitchers are getting back to it. And that's the other thing is you have now Tyler Glasnow's going to be back soon for the Dodgers. We should know soon about Garrett Crotchet and his situation with Boston. I mean, he's been hurt most of the year, but we should know soon. Max Myers, another guy from the Miami to look out for. There are just some injured pitchers looking to bounce back sooner than later. So we'll hear about that and more. But as far as the guards go, the bats got to show up.
They got to show up.
Jose's not been himself.
We get a guy at second base. We got to get him home.
Right. Quan has been a little bit better of late, but I mean they just need to all around be better.
And Jose's been playing okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's going to take him some time to get back in. I'm sure he's still sore. I'm still, that surgery he had, he ain't going to recover right away.
No. Angel Martinez looks good out the gate from his injury. Bazana, they are going to need to. He needs to heat up again. He's cooled off.
I like Bazana's bat, but I'm not a big fan of his defensive.
It's too inconsistent, and that's like I keep saying, that infield defense has been so off. But maybe the Scano kid can light a spark somewhere, and that's why I still think somewhere you got to call up Khalil Watson back, put him in that mix in that outfield there.
They should have never sent the kid down. I was really upset when they sent him down.
He was what the doctor ordered at the time. I mean, defense.
Well, like I said, it had to do something with business. I mean, option
Right.
thing, because the kid was hitting the ball. I mean, he was hitting the ball. He's probably like 270, 280 average while he was here.
But my big thing was he put it in play with guys on base.
Yeah.
Like, that was a huge deal.
And then he said, it had to do something with options. I don't know the whole retail. I know how the option thing works. And a lot of times you could be the best ball player on the field, but if you don't got a guy that don't have no options, you're going to keep that guy and send somebody that has options left. You're going to do it.
Right.
Because if this guy don't have no option and I send him down, now he goes on to I can't think what the word I want to say.
Doesn't need for assignment.
He could be available for trade, designated for reassignment.
Yeah.
He could be designated for assignment. Somebody can pick him up. You want to keep the guy, but you've got afraid you're going to lose him. If Watson they could send down a couple times, and he would never be able to be designated for assignment yet.
Right. I mean, you also have this Petey Halpin that's on the.
I like that kid too.
Yeah, but I mean, he's not hitting the ball that well either. I mean, that's somebody they could send down.
He's a good defensive kid.
Yeah, good in center field and whatnot. Yeah, I don't even know sometimes with this team. So we'll see how this week goes. Again, they're going to Detroit. They got to find a way, because if Detroit wins that series, that's going to put them in another
6-7 game guy.
Right. And then you have the Padres who are playing well and had a decent deadline coming into town. So, I mean, they got to get it figured out. They got to get it figured out there. So,
I mean, we got plenty of baseball left, but like I said, unless a bats come alive, I'm kind of worried.
Yep. Speaking of Cleveland teams and recent name changes, it's given some, it's a Guardians joke, because they became the Bridge Statue Guardians a couple years ago. I was in attendance last week, Tuesday morning, at the press conference in Cleveland for what is now the Cleveland Sirens women's basketball team, and that was announced there. Bob's not a fan of it. I'll go in more detail because I told, if you remember.
Well, you was there. You heard about it. I think it's. I don't.
It's different. Let me explain it a bit, because they don't really go into too much detail. They went on detail at the press conference. The interviews afterwards, they really didn't. And I think I know why, and I'm going to explain it here. Okay. Because last week when we were talking about this, I said I was going to show up, and I said I'm hearing rumors about this siren's name, and I thought it was about sirens. Like I told you, I thought maybe there was a connection at the Coast Guard in the lake. That not even close. I thought the lake part was right, but the Coast Guard wasn't. And some people made the terrible joke. Well, of course, that's the first thing you hear when you go on Cleveland Avenue. So it's they were going there, but no. A siren is a mythical creature. It's a mermaid, basically, and what
we got a lake. We don't have no mermaids.
Well, no, nobody has mermaids. But the part they leave out,
mermaids are in the ocean.
If you look up the siren's history, it's a beautiful mermaid that lured sailors in, and they pulled them into the lake and never brought them back, or became temptation for the so. But they were very powerful, beautiful
Is that the excuse they gave?
They wanted something that had to do with the lake one. They wanted something fresh and new. They didn't want Cavalier colors. That came out too. And they also...
So what color are they?
They're blue and white. And how should I say this? Fans were on the fence with bringing the Rockers back. Because some wanted the tradition... Because the Rockers had a decent history when they were here. But at the same time, there's some people, and I don't see it because Bob, I'm a rock and heavy metal guy, and Cleveland should wear that with pride. But they were tired of, they wanted the rock and roll city thing to be its own thing and not be overdone, and they felt that using that name would overdo it. And this was the same excuse fans used when the Indians were considering the Rockers for their name change. So they went with this. I like it. I've warmed up to it. I would have liked the Rockers. I wasn't one of those people that are like, I wasn't Bob. that was like, I hate it.
You know what? I will support it.
Right.
I will support it, but don't be surprised if I don't say the Rockers every once in a while.
I will say this. One, they do still own the rights where they could have a Rockers retro night. That's been brought up amongst the fans. They like that. And two, they got, I won't say permission because that's not... they got the blessing of the Rockers who were in attendance for the name change to the Sirens. It was brought up to them before a decision was made, and they liked it a lot. So that'll happen 2028. They got merch and everything there. Merch is okay.
I'm gonna get me one with a little mermaid on it.
It's how should I say? The shirts and the hoodies, it's a little overpriced. My thing, I'm a hat guy. Bob knows my collection of hats, especially Cavaliers hats. These hats were terrible. These were trucker, weird hats. It looked like something like, I would say, is this a NASCAR team or is this a pro basketball team? Because if it's a pro basketball team, give me the flat brim and make it look fancy and like slick. And they didn't have anything like that. I know it's their first merch release and everything, but I got to give... Dan Gilbert's squads always do a good job in everything they do, no matter if it's a press conference or something else. And that was a fun morning because it didn't last long. It was 10:30 to like noon, with everything going on. A lot of girls teams locally. What the Cuyahoga Falls cheerleading coach was there. So that was kind of cool. So Northeast Ohio, they had girls from junior high to high school. They had former players. They had former college players there. And then I was one of the few actual Cavs United members that was actually there. But I thought to witness Cleveland history and be a part of that and then break the news, too, on some social platforms was kind of cool there. So we're looking forward to that.
Well, I'll support it. I always thought, especially if we would get Caitlin Clark.
She's a restricted free agent at that time, so they'd probably have to give up a draft pick, but I'd be willing to give up draft picks for her. She'll be on the upswing of her career by then.
Her and Sophie Cunningham, they both can come here.
We'll see about because she might be on the downswing then, because we're talking a couple of years out.
What do you mean she's on downswing?
She's only a decent role player right now. I mean, we'll talk about her incident over the weekend, too, in a little bit. We only got a couple minutes left, but I did real quick. Want to talk about the Cavs and with their current situation. Multiple trade talks still with the with Kuminga and Watson. I'm hearing the first domino that needs to fall is they're trying to trade Dennis Schroeder because of his contract, and after that there's more they can do to pursue these trades. And I knew that going into it. It sounds like Max Strus's name is still very much locked in those talks. But Kuminga's been practicing in Cleveland, and they've continued conversation. I find that interesting because he's not born or raised or lived near anywhere in Cleveland, but he's in Cleveland as we speak. Watson's agent is Rich Paul, so that's interesting after the summer we've already had with him. And there's rumors that he's a little iffy with the Cavs regarding the whole Garland, which you know what, that needs dropped, especially since he told the Cavs they're interested in a trade a couple years ago. So I don't know if those rumors are true or not. I think Rich Paul's a little bit more open-minded than that. I would hope so. The other guy is DeMar DeRozan is still in the conversation. He's a free agent right now. He's still childhood friends with James Harden. While Harden hasn't signed, he's still part of it. But again, I mentioned before, late August is where Altman does his biggest trades. And people were showing up on memories on Facebook today about August 28th, the Lauri Markkanen trade that happened. And it was around the end of that month, too, of the next year, the Donovan Mitchell trade happened. So a move's going to happen. We're just got to wait for it. But most of what you see on the roster is going to stay. So that's the latest update there. But they're trying to find an upgrade the starting wing position as we speak. So we got to take a break. When we come back, Browns got their first preseason game. We'll talk about what to look for. Got some WNBA news. Got some MLS news. All kinds of stuff, so we'll talk about that and more. Stay tuned. We're back here. 10 Cent Beer, I Fit Dimension Radio with Baseball Bob here. But we're done talking baseball for the day. I'm sorry. Columbus Crew had a tie on the first against Inter Miami CF. They had an exhibition game the other day, just keep it because after the World Cup, they're kind of still getting the wheels greased up for the rest of the year. They did win that exhibition, but this Saturday they'll be at Charlotte FC. So look out for that 7:30 p.m. on ATV. So we'll see if this season gets any better for them because it's been so. But out the gate since the World Cup, and the coach firing, things have gotten a little bit better. Moving on to football, we've talked a little bit about our high school schedules coming up. We'll get to the Browns in a sec. But we saw something different last week after we were done filming our last 10 Cent Beer night. And our Akron Zips football team made national headlines.
I didn't see this.
About the promotion of the season ticket.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
okay, yeah, because if you're a season ticket holder, you're in for that drawing.
Yep, for a drawing. So they decided to do a promotion for their season tickets where one lucky season ticket holder will get to call the first drive as an offensive coordinator for the Akron Zips against Robert Morris on the first home game of the season, okay? And this blew up. ESPN had it in its headlines. So many people have bought season tickets. Here's some names. Dan Big Cat Katz, who is from Barstool Sports. Dave Portnoy and all that. He bought 8 season tickets. Okay, Pat McAfee, who's about to get a massive extension with ESPN. He had Coach Moorhead on the show the other day. He bought season tickets. Yeah. Bobby Bones, national syndicated radio personality, bought season tickets. And college basketball analyst and also another radio guy, former coach, Dan Dakich, who from Indiana, also bought season tickets. So all these, and then rumor has it, Robert Morris fans, because these are only $75 per package, bought season tickets to try to sabotage the first drive of the Akron Zips there. So, and then Bob, it gets even more interesting. I don't know if you heard the news over the weekend. It was about Friday or Saturday. It came in for the first time in Akron Zips football program history. They have sold out their entire suites for the home season.
For the whole season?
Yes. And Bob, you could if you're watching on the YouTube or whatever here, you can probably saw that look of shock. We sometimes late in the season we'll get a hookup and get those suites when it's colder outside, but because there's like one or two of them being used.
Oh, they'll still be empty. Have them don't show up anyway.
They'll still be empty because we'll know if they're good or bad by the time they get there. But I mean, I'm curious how much have been sold compared to other. I've tried looking it up. You can't find it anywhere.
But look at this. You're talking about these people all buying season tickets. They don't live around here. They live in Indiana. They live wherever.
Pat McAfee's not leaving for Akron.
He ain't coming to our game, so the empty's going to be. Yeah, they sold a seat. It's still going to have 5,000 people there like we normally get. We ain't gonna have no.
I'm hoping for a better season to attract more than next year. Get some true buyers like us.
I mean, I support the Zips 100%.
Right.
But the fans just don't come out. You know,
and for the football, it's been rough. You know, basketball's been consistently so good. It's worth the price of admission. Football, I mean, it's been. I have warned them if I don't see an uptick, and I have seen them progress to get better and better with Moorhead every year.
Well, I did buy my tickets.
Right.
I told you I wasn't going to buy them this year. Well, I ended up buying. I didn't buy the 4 seats I normally get. I only got 2.
If they take a step back this year, I might not buy again next year. I mean, I'll be honest with you,
but of course, I already renewed my basketball ones too, so I got the same seat.
Again, they're good, and I do trust. I think Coach Ford's first year is going to go much better than people think.
I think so
He
too.
got some great players out of that transfer portal. They even signed some good recruits in high school too.
And he's been and he knows the program. I mean,
Right.
He's been there how long? He's been there a while.
Oh, since Gross was there, and you're getting your money's worth with the Zips basketball there. Speaking of new recruits, and we were talking about football here. Ohio State landed the second best quarterback in the 2028 class out of Massachusetts. I don't have his name in front of me right now. I'll pull that up. He did commit over the weekend.
So 28.
Yes.
So he's only a sophomore this year. This is a 26 season. Why would you commit?
I think he's a junior. I think the class of what's coming into
26, 27.
Yeah.
Okay, 26, 27. Yeah. I'm talking about the football season going to be 26.
They don't even have him listed on there yet. Let me see here.
Because, you know,
Vargas is
how
his
can you
name.
commit?
Christopher Vargas, 6'4", 185 pounds, number 14 overall, but second best pocket passer in the class, second best quarterback. The best went to Georgia.
I don't know. How you commit as a junior in high school? I mean,
it's the Ohio State University and the money that's on the table.
Yeah, but you know what? You have a better season your junior year and going into your senior year, somebody else is going to offer you more.
Yeah, it's a top 5 program, Bob. I mean, that's a good deal for him.
We'll talk about it after the Texas game. The second game of the season.
They'll be fine. Oh my gosh.
I don't know. You know, they screwed me last year on the parlays. I mean, on the.
Browns play this Saturday, 1 p.m. in Chicago. It'll be the last time they'll probably play in Chicago.
Yeah, because they'll be in Indiana.
They'll be in Gary, Indiana. Starting.
So they're going to be the Gary Bears.
The Indiana Bears there.
Yeah.
They haven't announced who will be the starter, but Monken broke it down how this quarterback competition is going to go. Okay, it sounds like Sanders could be the favorite to start this Saturday. If not, he will start the next game. Whoever between him and Watson starts this Saturday will start the next game, and then whoever he feels has the edge will start all of them are going to play this preseason. Every preseason game, all 3 games. 3. I think I said 2 a few shows ago. It is 3. It didn't come up right on my phone.
I mean, they
So-
got 4 quarterbacks.
Yeah, we have 4 quarterbacks. Yeah, all 4 of them are going to play the entire preseason.
And Gabriel probably had to be the best.
And whoever he has the edge will start the last game, and however that looks, that's going to help decide who's going to start week 1 there. Shadur has had the leg up, but this past weekend, Watson had a hell of a weekend there. I think it was Friday. He had 7 touchdowns thrown, which was the most of any of them had in one practice. And then
Well, so
he killed it on Saturday too. And I know it's training camp, but this was the first one with pads on and everything. So it's
See, I would literally if I'm going to be thinking about trading Gabriel, which rumor has it they're going, I would start Gabriel. Get these teams to see if he's worth being traded for.
not if he's not going to start.
So I'd start him. Because he's going to go somewhere where he's going to play, and these teams going to see where this guy's can start.
Well, you don't know that, you know.
Well,
I'm not worried about Dylan Gabriel.
he gets in there and plays 2-3 snaps.
I just need
that's
him
showing
to. I just need him to come back healthy. That's the number one thing. Knock on wood. Right now, they've been very healthy in this camp so far. You know, you look at the 49ers situation. Everybody wants to avoid. Everybody's banged up.
I mean, I got my little brownie on today, you know.
I got my Browns preseason Hawaiian-looking shirt.
On the back, you want to see the back? It says Brook Park.
No, it does not say Brook Park on the back. Do not show them the back there. Yeah, just get healthy. Look the best you can. But I like the atmosphere right now Todd Monken has on that field. And he's winning a lot of people over. And the players are really responding to him. So that's a good thing there. Hall of Fame game happened this week. Panthers with a walk-off touchdown there with Hines King. He looked good there. Another rookie, Carson Beck, looked great for the Cardinals. It was a good game. It was the first time in years they've had a really damn good Hall of Fame game there. And, of course, those teams were chosen because of Luke Kuechly and Larry Fitzgerald going in the Hall of Fame there. So one class in, another one coming in next year. And so...
Anybody how long has Roethlisberger been out? Is he due next year or 2 years?
He is due next year, so is Alex Mack, former Brown. And Alex Mack will be in the Browns Ring of Honor this fall, along with a couple other players. I didn't recognize the other two. One was from the 70s. Another was from, I think, the 80s. And then you had Alex Mack. And the fact Mack is accepting and will be there is a big deal because he left Cleveland on bad terms. Like, it wasn't anything against the fans, but the team was not. I mean, we know, Bob, they weren't winning. They weren't playing very well. Joe Thomas tried to talk him into staying around, and he didn't. But he had a Hall of Fame career. It was a great pick by Eric Mangini at the time. And, yeah, he'll be honored in Cleveland this fall. So
the Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor.
And he's going to Canton?
Maybe next year. Maybe. He'll be first ballot next year.
Well,
So.
we know Rothenberg will be first ballot.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the following year is going to be Brady.
I believe so.
Because Brady played one more year after Rothenberg retired, so I don't think they wanted to butt heads down in Canton and say, those two. Because, both of them were gone. Because they have to sit out, 5 years?
I don't know. I thought it was 6.
No, I think it's 5 years. And then, of course, in 2029, baseball will take Rhodes.
Absolutely.
That's sad.
First year candidates. Here we go. Le'Veon Bell, I don't think he makes it. Brandon Brooks. Antonio Brown, there's a case there. Rob Gronkowski, there's a case there. Joe Hayden, I would love to see, but I don't think it's going to happen. Dante Hightower, Malcolm Jenkins, Ryan Kerrigan, Alex Mack, Gerald McCoy. See, I remember when some of these guys got drafted. Cam Newton, Adrian Peterson.
Cam Newton?
Yeah, he. I don't think he's going to
He
make it.
ain't gonna make it.
No.
I mean, he was good.
This is going to be a weird comparison. Cam Newton reminded me of like Brian Sipe in the way where he, not as a player, but as a career, he had his moment. He was top tier, and then he fell off real quick. You know, Adrian Peterson, Ben Roethlisberger, Richard Sherman, those guys will make. Eric Weddle, and then Andrew Whitworth. Whitworth might make it too there.
You could have 5 or 6 guys.
Returning finalists: Willie Anderson, Bill Belichick, Jaree
Bill
Evans.
Belichick was on the ballot this. He's still no. He was
People
in
are still
college.
mad at him. Frank Gore, Torrey Holt, he hasn't gone. Robert Kraft, Eli Manning, Terrell
Roger
Suggs,
Kraft.
Reggie Wayne,
You know
Kevin
who-
Williams, Jason Witten,
You know
Darren
who Roger
Woodson,
Kraft is, don't you?
Marshall Yonda. Yeah, I do. The owner there.
The owner of the Patriots.
Let me see. Yeah, Hines Ward's not there yet. Earl Thomas is not. There's other not. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of guys in consider. But that's the first year ballot for next year.
Well,
First time eligible.
You know, I worked the dinner the other night. I didn't see nobody. Like I was out directing traffic, but I was there. I watch these limos and stuff drive by.
Yeah, you're right, Bob. It's 5 full seasons, by the way.
You got to be out 5 full seasons. It's the same with baseball. Baseball, you got to be out 5 years. You know.
So there you have it there. So as far as the Browns know that, we'll see. I'm one of those, again, be healthy and just have the best team on the field. You have a chance to win this year. Just let's see it. Like, I'm kind of just like tired of it. You know, like tired of the hype until we see something.
we're from Cleveland. We're used to it.
I mean, it is a little different. This, going a little technical, this is the first year they only have 2 games outside the Eastern time zone, and that is New Orleans and Nashville with the Tennessee Titans there. The rest are EST. They have 1 primetime game Thursday night against Pittsburgh in Cleveland. Okay? So, travel's not going to be an issue. This is also the first time the division had 3 different new coaches, I think, in their time frame. There may have been when I'd have to look it back up. I don't feel like looking it up right now. We're only a couple minutes. When Mike Tomlin, John Harbaugh came in, I think the Browns changed coaches then
I
too.
know. It's the Browns. Cincinnati got a new coach.
No, Pittsburgh and Baltimore all had a new coach.
Pittsburgh did.
Yeah, Baltimore had a new coach too, because Harbaugh went to Giants.
Yeah.
So I mean, and that's a big. You're going to have 3 different environments there. It's just going to be
Yeah. Let's hope we can.
all kinds of new.
Like I said, I go game by game, season by season because I've been brokenhearted too many times.
Right. I'm at the point where it's like, if you don't show me, I'm not going to watch you. Like, I'm going to be a fan. I'm still going to cheer for you. But it's like, why should I waste my time and energy? You know what I mean?
I'm just so used to being heartbroken in Cleveland sports.
It's,
I'm not a big-
it's one thing if you compete and somewhere along the lines fail, because somebody's got to. There's only one winner in each league. We've known that. But I need to see you compete. I need to see you win. You know, and I think part of it too is I was reading up on something, and I brought this up I think a few weeks ago. PFF did their top 50 worst offenses since 2000. Okay, Browns were on there 7 times. Okay. The 2000 Browns were the 7th worst since 2000. Okay, and that too was terrible. Stefanski's 25 Browns last year, I think was 10th or 12th, and then the 2024 ones were like 22nd or something. So they had like 3 in the top 5, including 2 of the past 2 years. Okay, that right there in itself is why they fired Stefanski. I mean, that was Hugh Jackson's 0-17 team did better than Stefanski's overall offense did.
Well, Hugh Jackson, to me, didn't have no talent.
No,
He had nobody.
he had nobody to work.
That poor guy-
still was more productive on the field offensively than the Browns had the past 2 years.
Yeah, I know.
And I mean, Hugh would have loved the talent this team had the past 2 years over what he had.
Personally, I think you got screwed. He never got no draft choices to work with. He never. I mean, nothing any good.
He also made some bad. I mean, there were
Well,
some bad decisions there.
But,
I mean,
but the team wide, we had nobody. Who do we have? Except for Joe Thomas.
yeah, I mean, and he only blocks. You know,
Yeah.
important. Don't get me wrong, but he can't put points on the board. That's what I'm trying to say. No, they really didn't. But I think the point being is show me an. We know the defense will do well. Just stay healthy. Show me an offense that is going to move the ball there, and that's why I'm excited about what the new O line. Shadur did move the ball better than anybody else did last year under center, and then once that O line is on the same page, tight unit, and healthy, that's going to open up the run game for Quinshon Judkins. So I'm looking forward to that.
Maybe we can get Chubb back.
I would love that. I think he'd be a good mentor, a good red
hasn't signed
zone
yet,
guy.
has
No, he hasn't signed with anybody, but he's 100% healthy. And Najee Harris, former Steelers first-round pick, is in the same boat.
I'm surprised he hasn't signed yet.
I'm not. Some of them wait to evaluate the young talent, and after preseason, they make some cuts and say, we're going to bring another veteran into this room, depending what it is. So this is a little bit normal. They just have Stephon Diggs go to Washington, and we just had Deebo Samuel go to San Francisco. So all these bigger veteran names are just now signing and joining other teams. So this is normal here. We got to go. Next week, we'll have Ron Whitmer. Ron Whitmer. And we'll talk about our high school football schedule. We'll talk more about the Browns preseason game 1, the result. We'll talk about game 2. That'll be coming up. Where the guards sit next week. All kinds of stuff there. Maybe update on the Cavs offseason. We're getting close. I mean, kids will be back in school in a couple weeks, so the fall will be here, and there'll be a lot to talk about. But, I mean, next week's to start the high school broadcast there. So
Yeah, the fall, the 20th.
So there you go. Take care of each other. Enjoy what we have left of the summer. We're supposed to see some rain and 80 degrees here in Ohio, so it'll be hit or miss. So go to your local teams, your minor league teams, national team, big league teams, and enjoy a game. With all that being said, go Guards, go Browns, because they do play this week. And we will see you soon.
Have a great week, everybody.